Yes, indeed, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It's Jay Jordan here, and I just came back from Barclays Center down in Brooklyn, New York, for the Liberties matchup against the Indiana Fever. It was their home opener, and I'm happy to say that they actually won their home opener with a huge margin of 90-73. This was also a Commissioner's Cup game, so we get points towards that ranking. So we are now 1-1 in Commissioner Cup games. The Indiana Fever, they were coming off a loss as well against the Connecticut Sun, just like we were coming off a loss against the Washington Mystics. Breanna Stewart, incredible day today, carried us from start to finish. She had a career high and a Liberty high 45 points, but we'll get to that in a bit. The starting lineups for today, let's get into that. Starting lineups for the Indiana Fever, Erica Wheeler, Kelsey Mitchell, Victoria Vivians, Naylissa Smith, and number one overall pick in the 2023 draft, Aaliyah Boston out of South Carolina. For the Liberty, it was the same starting five from their matchup against the Mystics on Friday. It was Courtney Vandersloot, Sabrina Ionescu, Benijah Laney, Breanna Stewart, and Jonquel Jones. The atmosphere was electric down in Barclays. They had a little fan fest about an hour before the game, up to 30 minutes before tip off. So there were a lot of giveaways. There was music playing. They had a merch tent, a basketball hoop out there for people to play basketball games on. It was just a very great atmosphere. You could see the city came alive for the Liberty's home opener and for the amount of excitement that the new players that we just acquired will bring in. But when the game got started, Breanna Stewart came out, said, "Hello, Brooklyn, welcome." She thanked us for all being there, and then she really got to work. Well, actually, the new big three, they got to work. The first couple baskets, it was Jonquel with a layup. Then Breanna Stewart started off, she hit 2 threes. Vandersloot hit a layup, and we jumped out to like a 14-5 advantage early in that game. Breanna Stewart she didn't even care who was on her. No slowing her down. By the end of the first quarter, she had 19 points, and the Fever as a team had 14 points. So she outscored them by 5 in the first by herself. It was more of the same in the second quarter. She ended up with 29 points in the first half, which was incredible. 29 points in the first half. So she was well on her way to a career night. At the break, we were leading 62-35. We outscored them 26-21 in that second quarter. In that third quarter, it was more of the same. Just get Breanna the ball, move around, play defense, and let Breanna cook. By close to the end of the third quarter, she ends up breaking her career high and the Liberty's single game scoring record with 45 points. And that was held by Cappie Pondexter, which is funny because it was against Indiana back in 2010. It was incredible. Nobody could stop her. She hit a career high 6 threes as well. And she was efficient. She was very efficient from the field and from 3-point range. She also contributed with 12 rebounds as well. So she had a double double, her second double double in the Liberty uniform. The fourth quarter was pretty bad. We only scored 5 points because we were messing with some lineups. Put some of the bench players in for extended run. So that's what resulted in the fourth. But the damage was already done. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the box score here for both teams so we could see exactly what was going on here. For the Fever, you can see their starters here. The two people that really impressed me from them was Naylissa Smith and Aaliyah Boston. These two forwards here at the top. Naylissa Smith double, 16 points, 12 rebounds. She was really aggressive on the offensive glass. As you can see, she had 5 offensive rebounds. She was all over the place. Her teammate would miss. She would go up there, grab it, get fouled, hit an and one. She was 3 for 4 from the line and it hit a three as well. Aaliyah Boston was bullying our bigs down low. Um, Stephanie Dolson, Jonquel Jones. It didn't matter who was on her in the paint, backing them down, give them a little footwork, layup, or they would foul her. As you can see, she went 5 for 6 from the line and 5 for 7 from the field. Ended up with 15 points and 4 rebounds. I think she had 15 in her debut as well. So, it's easy for her to get buckets. Now it's just about adjusting to the speed of the game, because there were some points where she was gasping for air. There was one play she actually stayed in the backcourt after I think she got a block. Yeah, she ended up getting a block and ended up staying in the backcourt when her team went down to score. So that comes with more repetition in the WNBA. It's a little faster paced than the college game. So with more reps, she'll get used to the speed. But I really liked what I saw from her. She's gonna have a long career in this league. The two guards really all the three guards I should say really disappointing, honestly. Erica Wheeler, 2 points, 1 assist, 1 for 6 from the field in 15 minutes, a -29. That's not gonna cut it, honestly. That's not gonna cut it. And Kelsey Mitchell, I actually like Kelsey Mitchell. A nice lefty. She can shoot. She can get to the basket. Disappointing a little bit. 10 points on 4 of 12 shooting. 1 for 6 from three. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 turnovers. That's not gonna get it done. You gotta help out your bigs. Your bigs carrying the load 16 and 15 apiece. You guys gotta contribute and be more efficient. Victoria Vivian's 16 minutes, 5 points. Didn't really contribute anywhere else. For their bench, their bench nothing to write home about. The only person that stood up was Christy Wallace. Played 26 minutes, the most out of anybody on the bench. 11 points, 3 rebounds. She had a nice defensive play on Breanna Stewart. Breanna was trying to get into her bag. She hit a little spin move, tried to shoot it, and I think Christy Wallace like stripped her, and then Breanna ended up like fouling her. So she played pretty well for them. 3 of 6. She had 5 turnovers, so I can't even say that's pretty well. On the offensive end, she was not that great, but she had that nice little strip steal. The rest of their bench, I think their rookie, great, I think her name's Grace Berger. She hit her first point in that game, so it was nice to see from them. As a team, they shot 25% from 3 point range. 5 for 20 is not good at all, and they shot 26 for 73 from the field. 35%. That's a little shaky if I'm being honest. 35% ain't gonna win you too many games. Scroll down to Liberty here. Benija, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 turnovers, 3 fouls. I think she got a flagrant one foul. I think she fouled Aaliyah Boston. I missed the play while I was there. I think somebody had walked in front, and by the time I looked up, it was gone. But she didn't really have to do too much today. It was really feed Breanna and get out the way day. So she was just being aggressive on the defensive end. Whenever the ball came to her, she shot it. She hit that 1 3. She was 2 for 8. She's gonna have to learn how to be more efficient with less touches than last year, because even though she was injured last year, when she came back, she was one of the leaders, the scorers on the team, so she was getting a lot of touches. She's gonna have to learn to be a little bit more efficient with less touches, which is always difficult. I'm gonna skip Breanna Stewart because she was the star of the show that we talked about already. Jonquel Jones, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 6 of 10 shooting, 2 for 2 from the 3 point line. Much better showing in her second game. A lot of these players didn't practice a lot during the short training camp, so the first game was more like a really revving up to play. And today they actually showed out more, especially Jonquel. I will say, as watching her in person, it looks like she's still getting her legs back under her. She was a little sluggish on some plays. She likes to take a power dribble and go up for a layup sometimes when she doesn't need to. When she gets that pocket pass, she just needs to go up and finish. She was still missed a few layups. I mean, she was 6 for 10, but that's one thing that she could fix. I guess that comes with getting more reps and getting back into actual game shape, because she wasn't playing for a little bit. Vandersloot, 11 points, 8 assists, 5 of 10 shooting, hit a three, 2 turnovers, 8 assists to 2 turnovers. I'll take it. That's what we brought her there to do, to be a floor general, so to get the ball out of Sabrina's hand more, so a veteran can be making a lot more of the organizing and the passing decisions. And 8 assists will take that any day of the week. Sabrina, 9 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. Nice overall, all around game for her. She didn't take the 18 shots that she took on Friday, but 3 for 8 shooting. She hit 3 for 5. She only hit the three threes that she had, which is pretty funny. But all around game, she was getting involved in a lot. The turnovers, she made 2 silly passes. She should have had no turnovers this game. It's silly passes that she was making that led to some turnovers. But I guess with learning more about your teammates, we can clean that up a lot more. Our bench, not nothing to write home about. It's probably going to be like this most nights. Kayla Thornton, 2 points. Stephanie Dawson, she was the sixth woman, first person off the bench. 1 point, 3 rebounds, 1 block. I mean, she was a plus 26, but her presence out there, it wasn't ringing no bells for me. Epiphany Prince, 3 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Um, she did what a backup veteran guard supposed to do, just calm the team down, hit some timely buckets, get some nice assists. She had a nice steal in the backcourt that led to a Sabrina three, so that was a nice highlight play. Hanshu and Jocelyn Willoughby. Han, she came into loud cheers. People were calling for her. She came in very excited to come in. I think the first time she touched the ball on offense, she turned around, shot it. She went 0 for 3, 0 for 2 from 3. But she had a nice block, which was, I think it was on Victoria Vivian's or one of those other players. And Jocelyn Willoughby, same in the same role. She's gonna be a super super reserve. 0 points, 1 assist, nothing crazy. They shot 90% from the line, only missed one free throw as a team, 48% from three, and 48% from the field. Nothing to complain about there. So Liberty, as you see, 190-73. Very great game. I saw a lot better cohesion on the offensive end, especially to start. People were screening, moving without the ball. People were getting into their spots. There were still some points where, when the lineup switched and some bench players played with the starters, people were confused on a lot of the defensive rotations, which led to some mismatches or some wide open baskets. So, with more practice, I think this week they'll really get into practicing because they don't play again until Saturday afternoon. So they'll have a whole week to practice, run through drills, learn to get more familiar with the playbook so that when it's go time on Saturday against a Connecticut Sun team, which is now 2-0, they won today against the Washington Mystics, will be ready to go because that team, they're a very defensive team. So if you're not crisp on your offensive sets and you don't have counters, you will suffer. Let's get into some of the press conference activity that I saw. The ones I mainly want to focus on are the ones from Sandy Brondello, the coach, and Breanna Stewart. Sandy was asked a lot about Hanshu and about Hanshu getting more minutes, and Sandy straight up said, "Listen, I'm not gonna play 11 players. I'm trying to focus on the core five and try to get them worked in with the playbook, trying to get everybody on the same page. But I'm really not going to play all 11 players. I have to make these tough decisions. And unfortunately, Han and Jocelyn are going to have to thrive in that role of not getting a lot of minutes and just being ready for when their names are called upon." As a Hanshu fan, I think a lot of people liked her progression last year when she was getting some minutes. So it's gonna be tough to accept that, and we still have Niara that has to come back. So there's gonna be a lot of competition for limited minutes. So I guess Sandy was just trying to get us acclimated or adjusted to that before um, the times get tougher and she's running probably like a 8-9 woman rotation. So it's gonna be interesting. Breanna Stewart, they asked her a question about the atmosphere and how it felt to play in her home opener. And she said she knew from the beginning um, that people were going to show up. She knew the ticket sales were doing well, so that corresponds to people being really excited about the team. And she said she felt a lot of goosebumps coming out there for the first time. And I'm glad that we all, as a Liberty family, showed up and supported them today because she put on a show for us. I think out of the press conference, those are the only two things I really wanted to focus on that I saw. I will say that they did report that the first home game was a sellout, 8,575 people. There was a report. Some people on social media were saying that people were at the box office trying to get tickets, and there were no more tickets. So that may lead. I think they were trying to gauge the interest of the team. Now that they see people are really interested, they may start opening up some of the upper bowls in the Barclays Center, so that more people can come and support this team that the Liberty have put together. Well, guys, that's all I got. This, unfortunately, no Liberty games until Saturday. They play the Connecticut Sun, as I mentioned, on Saturday at 1 p.m. That game will be on national TV on CBS. That is another home game, so that will be at the Barclays Center. I was thinking about it, and I may do another watch along, probably for an Aces game, because I actually want to sit and watch the Aces a full game. They destroyed who did they play? They played the Seattle Storm, I think they played, and they smacked them up really well on Saturday. So I do want to sit and watch a game because that's the other super team. I'll put that in quotes. I mean, they're actually a super team because they actually won the championship. And then they ended Candace Parker. So I just want to see some of their sets, see how they play together this season. Becky Hammond is still suspended. So she's going to be serving her, I think, her second game of her suspension, if that's the game I'm going to watch along with. But until next time, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Share this video to all your friends and family who are fans of the Liberty or fans of women's basketball in general. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified anytime I post or I'm going to schedule a stream. Anything that I post, just hit that notification bell so you're notified. Until next time, guys, salute.